All right, I'm back and ready for some amazing magic to happen. So, what do you think? Start at the top or start at the bottom? Let's do the bottom. Okay, so the first thing is we're going to keep our grid on there and let's just find some of these hexagons in here. This is going to be a lot of freehand magic, okay? Freehand magic day. So, I'm just going to outline a couple of these hexagons that we in pen that we have with our grid, some of the ones that you like. Now this is your freehand time, so do your best with these lines. I mean, if you feel more comfortable with a ruler, you can always do that. Okay, so there's a pulling out this hexagon here. Let's pull out one that attaches to it below. This isn't the perfectest grid, so I'm going to make this line, because when you draw a hexagon, these two lines on this side are the same, parallel, and then this line and this line are parallel and the same, are all the same length, and then this line and this line are parallel. So a hexagon is comprised of three parallel lines, three sets of parallel lines. Each one is the same angle. And the same length-ish. This one's not perfect. But this is the fun part, right? This is the freehand part. Okay, let's take out maybe a couple more here. I'm going to get one up here beside it. Going up, going beside. Sharing, all these patterns, they share walls. They share like one of the edges is shared. And how about one more coming down? This one's not going to be perfect, but get ready for non-perfect hexagons coming up. Get out of your perfectionist mind that they're all going to be the same length, that they're all going to be the same angle, and get ready for some free flow. Okay, I've got 4 there, and I would say if you want to do one more, maybe down here somewhere, you can do that. How about let's go just to do a random one before we erase our grid pattern. So I'm going to pull this one out as well. So it's just sort of a random, it's not attaching to an edge. It's a floating one. My grid's not perfect, so this hexagon is far from perfect, but I'm going to make it a little bit thicker on the edges too. Okay, now let's erase the grid. Goodbye, grid. We're going freehand. How exciting. Actually, yeah, let's just erase the whole thing. If you want to keep some of the grid that are in the hexagons to do the inside of the hexagons, you can do that, but I'm going to free flow inside the hexagons without a grid. Now, this is a tricky part. This is where I was erasing last time. The last time I erased the grid here. And it kind of balled up my page. I still have that little mark. It's not as bad though. That's why I just take my time with this erasing. I realized that under the box here we still have that area as well. Now, when it gets to the edge of the page, I'd like to use not my big thick eraser, but I'm going to use the little end of my pencil eraser. Get into the detail erasing at the end of the page. Like that, and the corners. Oh. Sometimes helps to hold your finger down on the corner so it doesn't come up. Even erasing is part of the art. Okay, now before we continue this part, let's just finish this little section under the infinity box. So we can, if you want to, we can take, well, I'm just going to take my ruler here and draw some lines that go relatively along the same plane as this line here. Just coming down the pen this way, this one as well. This one. We just don't want to leave that blank, right? So we've got the lines there. What did I do on the other one? I just added a couple different lines coming down. Really is up to you what you want to do here. Oh, there comes the power tools. No. To erase the grid now under there as well. Cool. Now under there, it is, I mean, up to you if you want to put some detail, make the lines a little bit better. You can even continue this pattern under there if you wanted to. But sometimes nice to leave a little bit of space in the picture. And also under here is the shading, because we want to make this box look like it's kind of sitting on something. So I'm going to take my pencil and shade kind of really dark under this box. So it's not bare after all, it's got shading under here. A few lines to give it the dimension and then the shading. Some shading on these ones I noticed. Cool. Maybe a little bit darker. Okay, great. Now in these hexagons, let's do some freestyle. So what I did with this one, as you can see, I added sort of fun things. I doubled them up here. Yeah, let's double them up. That could be fun. That could be fun. So doubling them up means just going along the parallel lines on the inside of the box. This pen. Try this one. It's a nice thick pen. Sometimes nice to have a thick pen. Get the lines nice and straight, easier with thicker pens. So this will be a time to use your creativity if you want to, or you can just follow along with me if you want to. Might want to turn your page to do those lines that go this way. It's tricky to get your hand and eye coordinated to draw straight lines in every direction. And let's do this one too. Cool, those are already looking good. Now a thinner pen. That's not a thinner pen. Maybe a 7. I have so many pens here, but a lot of them are already losing. This is just a 1. This is thicker. Oh, this is a 5. The lid said 1, but the pen says 5. All right, so what I did with those little flowery things is I just went out. So what I'm talking about are these things. But you can also do, something more similar to these if you want to. But with those ones, just make sure you do whatever you do here, you're also going to do at the top. Let's do those. So these ones, I don't know. I just kind of had some fun with it. I went out, across, and into the center and made little triangles inside. Out into the center and touch them in the center. And they don't have to be the same. Just kind of have fun with it. It's kind of a free flow, right? Little triangle flower. Oh, these are fun. I call them pinwheel flower. Reminds me of a pinwheel. A hexagon has 6, but I'm putting 5 petals in these. Quick and easy. And then if you want to shade them, I'm going to start in the middle and kind of shade out. You can also shade the background of them instead of the actual flower itself. Those are nice. And let's continue, shall we? So here, what are we gonna do next? So much fun. Let's go underneath these. So these can kind of be at the top. And you can make them better if you want to, fill them in a little bit. I'm going to make some bigger hexagons. Okay, so this will be a lesson in making bigger hexagons, at least one here. So this one comes down, freehand it, and comes up along the edge, and then going this way at about this angle of this one, of all of them, and then coming down about that angle. Does not have to be the same length, but look at the length and try to get the length to be equal. And then up. Now I have a huge hexagon there and it's coming behind. Now with this one, I'm going to double it up here. And then I'm gonna keep going. So this will be like a target. I'm going to triple it up. And where that line would go up would be around there. And what else? Maybe a little bit in more. Another one, number 4. Ah, this one's not perfect. So fun though. Let's do a little tiny one and fill it in the middle. So how is your first freehand hexagon? Did it work? Isn't it neat the way it kind of looks organic? It does not look perfect. Now another thing I'm going to do here is I think take the shading and shade in every second part starting in the middle. So I'll shade this part. And then I'll shade this part. I'm going a little bit darker underneath this hexagon so it kind of looks like it's sitting on top a little bit. And then the edge. Also, let's shade under this line so it looks like these are all sort of underneath this double line that I did here. Glad I did that line. All the way up. Give it some depth. So it kind of looks like they're peeking out from the bottom. All right, ready for more freehand hexagons? You got this. All right. So let's go down in this area and we can start, where should we start? Let's start halfway. So coming down, straight down, and then over, up. Can you see what I'm doing? And up and in a little bit there. Now this one I'm going to continue. These ones, that one will be down. This one will be over. Down. I can kind of see my grid beneath where it didn't erase all completely. So I can kind of get the angles there, but they're not going to be perfect. And I don't want them to be perfect. I want them to be more organic. And these are going to be behind. So this one will go that way. That one will go this way. Thinking about them coming behind. Maybe this one would come up like that. Do your best. This one could come down and then over and then up. And keep going, maybe one more. Ooh, this might be my best yet of freehand today. This line's a little longer than the rest. That's okay. Cool. Actually, I'm thinking maybe doing one more up here. And this is where you're going to use your creativity. Where do you want to put these hexagons? Now you have a new skill. You can draw hexagons freehand-ish. You know, they're not going to be perfect. But remember, perfect is just acceptance. I still love imperfect hexagons. They have a life of their own. And And let's go a little bit smaller here. Do a couple here. That one. And let's go down here. Always the lines go straight down on the sides. That's an easy one to remember. And okay, now down here, let's do this spacey triangle part, which is kind of fun. What you do is you start and you draw a triangle like this. Now isosceles, so try to get the first two. Oops, I wasn't supposed to fill it in. Oops. Well, I filled it in. All right, let's do the first two filled in. And then we can go from there. And don't fill in the rest. Sometimes that happens. The first two I'll fill in. That's okay. This is organic. And then not filling in the rest. Okay, so underneath that, let's do another one. Don't fill this one in, we'll fill in the background around it. And then underneath it, we'll do another one mirroring it, like the top fill-in ones, but we're not going to fill these ones in. They don't have to be perfect. Let's get them kind of to fill out the page here. And then let's just keep going. So where this one, we're going to mirror it again. So the points will touch, well, not quite touch, but they'll be facing each other. And this is just another freehand pattern. And then mirror that so the lines are mirrored there. I'm going a little bit bigger as I go. Ooh, that was a good one. Cool. And just have fun with it. I don't exactly know what I'm doing. I'm just having fun with it. And let's do one more. Oh, that line's not perfect. It's hard to do those diagonal lines. But we'll be filling in around this with black, so that's okay. All right, now so that we have like a boundary, let's keep going with these hexagons. So I'm going to make these ones smaller and bring them in a little bit more. What I want to do is I want to fill this all in with black. So I want to make this a bit of a boundary. So let's keep going. I'm going to just start another little small hexagon here. This one can be, these two can be little babies attached here. Like so. And maybe a bigger one. These two aren't quite joined, but they're similar. Maybe I'll just fill it in there. And let's do some really small ones. You're getting so good at this. Down from the point, over, down, over. I'm gonna go all the way to the bottom here. Cool. So I've got this little hexagon trail. They're all different sizes, and I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm gonna do a little bit more. Let's get hexagon crazy. Remember, they don't have to be perfect. They just have to have 6 sides. Even if yours only has 5, that's still not the end of the world, you know. It's not a hexagon anymore, but it's art. Still art. And don't worry, you're not wrecking this page. Now let's do some more triangles up here. This one I had, in the other one I had done like a triangle full of triangles. So if we want to do that, we can do a bigger triangle. So coming down this way, going through that. Why not, hey? And then coming down this way. Well, this isn't going to be perfect, but. And then coming over. It's going behind the towers. It's going behind the hexagons. And it's not perfect, but that's okay. I like the imperfection. And this one can come kind of all the way down to the bottom. This one can come up and go along with it. So along this edge, and then coming along the bottom. This one as well. Let's do a little hint of one in there, and a little one in here, just for fun. Triangle of triangles. Okay, now take a little thicker pen, and let's fill that in. Maybe leave some little circles on that part I just filled in. I'll just use the white pen just to get some little stars in there. And whenever we fill things in like this, we're going to leave space for stars like we did here, okay? Or a little like space for little circles that represent stars. Imperfect geometry. Made with love. Woohoo! My triangle full of triangles and stars. Love it. I'm going to try to do another one at the top. Whatever we do down here, we sort of want to think about doing the similar things at the top. Now let's keep going with these ones. With these ones, maybe coming along this edge, and where don't make the line and make the point. Okay, sorry. See where this line is? This is the one beside it will be one upside down, and same with here. This will be a line, and then this will be the same as that one. Here as well, this will be a line, so they'll be mirror the one before it, or the one under it. Coming up like that. So that they can sort of be together there. Like so. And this one coming up, down, and mirroring the one before it. I know these aren't perfect. I'm just going to do a little one in there. But I'm not drawing these for perfection. I'd like to do another one, I think, down here at the bottom. Let me see what I'm doing here. So now we're getting into the triangle freehands, which are definitely easier than hexagons, aren't they? Cool. And I think I'm going to put some in this area too. Like that. Random triangles. And now let's put circles all throughout these two. You can make this as detailed or as simple as you would like. Maybe I won't do these ones. Because I did these ones black, so I'm just going to make a line there so that I have a spot where I can start. Maybe I'll just fill this all in here. And then use my jelly pen to like draw dots on it. For the stars. You know that I'm just making this up as I go. But this is the fun part. Let's get the bigger pen, if you have one, and fill in the areas around these triangles. I think I'm going to go all the way up to the top around this hexagon. Stepping back and looking at it, looks good. Oh, try not to color over my stars by accident. Keep them relatively circular looking. Don't color over the triangles either. And really just focusing on getting all of the areas that you want solid black, and leaving little spaces for the stars. Trying to go to the edge of the page. Keep going. We're almost at another 40 minutes. These last ones are a little bit longer, I guess. But I guess that's good. You're getting used to sitting for longer periods drawing. It's like you had to build up to this point. Nice. Almost there. I know it's interesting how you can start to feel impatient at the end of a drawing. Like, oh, I only have just a little bit left, this and this. I just want to quit. But honestly, this is the most important part, not to quit. This is where the magic happens at the very end, honestly, where you've actually spent that time and finished it, not just gave up part way because it looks good enough. But you went the extra mile and you have a whole page done. Cool. Coming around here to these little triangles that I did in that area. Oh, it's tricky to go around these with this big pen. I might need to switch to a thinner pen. I'll get the main areas, and then for the details, I'll go to a smaller pen here. Looking at this now, I think maybe up here I want to do the same thing. What do you think? Should I? Let's finish it first before we get ahead of ourselves. All right, what do you think? We've got it seems like we have our space vortexes and then our triangle vortex over here. For me, it looks like it needs something in here too. Like it's just very straight there. So maybe I can just keep going. Kind of like it. I'm going to do some up here for sure. Nice. Cool. You know, I almost just feel like continuing. I think it would look really nice. So let's do that. Let's do that. You can even take this line and make another, like put something down here, but giving it still that flow. But since we took the black all the way down to the bottom, I still feel like maybe I should keep going with the black. I can take a line down this way though, like this, and then keep in their white. Well, let's start with that. I'm gonna do some dots in here, and I'm also gonna leave a space for this triangle because I like it. Like a space between the blacks for this triangle. You don't have to do that on yours if you don't like your triangle. But you see how I'm leaving this space just for now? And this goes along the same line of this triangle here. Kind of. I'm just gonna outline this triangle to make sure I leave a white space around it. Okay, now what do you want to do in here? Hexagons, more hexagons, maybe some more little ones, so it's not all solid black. A couple there. Yeah, that's nice. Maybe one or two here. Maybe one up here. Give it some detail. Okay, now triangles. Trying to do bigger triangles now because sometimes filling in all those little areas isn't necessary. Maybe one up here, one over here, and then the circles, the stars. Not going in this area, remember? Okay, almost done. This is a long one, 44 minutes. Can I fill this in before 50 minutes? Probably. Definitely fill this in 6 minutes. And then we can see if we can get the other one done in the same time. I think it might take a little bit longer because it's a bigger area. Maybe 2 classes, we'll see. I'm happy the neighbors didn't start with their tools yet. It's still only 9:30 in the morning over here. The solid black just makes everything pop. Mine looks a lot different from, a little bit different from the original one I drew. But no two will look alike, that's for sure. I can guarantee you that, especially this part. No two will be the same. They'll look alike maybe, but they will not be the same. Please, please, please send me what you've drawn. I really, really want to see it. Maybe you let me put it on my website, a photo of it, for other people's inspiration. Ta-da! Yay! Happy. Now I do have the thick pen here still. Which one was it? This one. So I'm going to just thicken up this hexagon's lines to make it stand out a little bit more. Maybe thicken up this infinity box a little bit. At least the front part of it. And maybe even thicken up the original hexagons we drew with the grid. Remember back then when we used the grid still? I wonder how you're doing with the no grid hexagons. Thicken up this line too. Great. Now the last thing to do is just take the pencil and shade a little bit underneath so it looks like these hexagons are sticking out, standing out, so it still sort of looks 3D. Still darken under this part. Smooth out the shading a little bit. Use your eye, you know, like stand back and look at it. What do you think? Does it need more shading here? Does it need smoother shading? Do these lines look like, be critical of your work. Do some shading under this infinity box. Kind of floating there. This is balancing on, very carefully balancing on that very tip of that. Sure, why not? And if you'd like to take your jelly roll and add a couple of dots in the space, let's call it the space triangle space vortex. Do that. You can also fill in over some of it with black, like maybe I didn't need this one, maybe it was too much, maybe this one's too much, maybe making some of the stars a little bit smaller. Or straighter. I'm actually erasing some of the stars too because I think there was too many. Cool. Although I do love the detail too. It's like just in the eye of the beholder. Making sure the blacks are really black. And I think that's good. There we go. I'll back it up. You can see the whole thing again. Cool, it's a little area. I love it. Put so much love into it and it just really shows, you know. I wonder what yours looks like. Now the top for continuity, since we did the same here to here-ish and here to here, we're going to do this similar to here to here, okay? it'll just help the eye. Won't be too crazy. Still crazy, but not too crazy, because it'll be kind of similar. Okay, so next lesson we'll be doing this top part, and then we'll be done the whole thing. Congratulations.